The Prohibition by Marissa Rivera. During the year 1917, the U.S. entered World War I. Since a mass amount of alcohol was made from grain, Woodrow Wilson, president at the time, put in place a temporary prohibition act to save grain for war usage. This act was then put through by Congress as a constitutional amendment later on that year, known as the 18th Amendment. This amendment prevented the sale, manufacturing, and consumption of intoxicating liquor in the United States. It had a 7-year time limit passage placed upon it, but the states pushed it through in a short amount of time, 11 months to be exact. By having the needed 3/4 of the state's support, as you could see here, the amendment had support by some groups of Americans protesting for it. The 18th Amendment was ratified in 1919 and went into effect a year later. By that time, 33 states had already enacted a prohibition law that was personal to that state. This provided the federal enforcement guidelines for prohibition. While passing the new constitutional amendment seemed straightforward and easy, enforcing this new amendment was not. It was a troublesome couple of years in the 1920s trying to keep this new amendment upheld by the American people. In the beginning, they did see a drop in drunken arrests and also a drop in alcohol consumption, but as time continued, new problems arose. Bootlegging became very popular, which was the illegal manufacturing of alcoholic products within the property of Americans' homes. One product commonly known as moonshine and also known as bathtub gin. This was and is still considered dangerous because it had and still does to this day a very high alcohol percentage. As you can see here in this photo is the machinery that was used to make the bathtub gin. Alcohol was passed across state lines and was commonly found in speakeasies. Speakeasies were businesses where there was the purchasing of alcohol and also the consumption of it, or in other words, a modern time club. Here's a prime example of a speakeasy in action. They brought people from all over with different races and backgrounds. With these new ways to maintain and obtain alcohol brought about other criminal activities. It brought about the gangsters. One of the most famous and notorious commonly known gangster was Al Capone, as shown here. He was quoted saying that prohibition brought nothing but trouble, and it is said that he made over $60 million on prohibition alone. After time, the Prohibition Amendment was indeed repealed by President FDR with the 21st Amendment in 1933. It is said that FDR celebrated the repealing of the 18th Amendment by enjoying a dirty martini, one of his personal favorites.